right. So let me give you a brief introduction about myself. As I said, that right now I'm working as a corporate dealer for Treasury, which is FX and fixed income. So I'm looking both the portfolios of one of the largest, second largest Islamic bank in Pakistan. I'm working in the Bank Islami front office. So I'm responsible for dealing with different CFOs, different investment professionals of different companies regarding their FX exposure, to hedge their FX exposure, which probably you have studied. If someone is from the ACCA background, you have studied in the advanced financial management. And then I'm also involved in fixed income, and particularly because I am in an Islamic bank. So Sukuk is, it's a surging 35%, or majority of the Middle East investments, they are putting their money into Sukuks, not in Islamic countries, even in the UK, even in the European side, or in the America. So that is a fixed income part I am dealing with Sukuk. Before that, I have worked as a research analyst at one of the largest asset management companies. So if I talk about my teaching experience, it's been more than almost 5 years in this industry, teaching. I have taught to students corporate finance, MBA, and ACCA from top tier universities like Pennsylvania University, the Hague University of Applied Sciences from Netherlands, TIO University, Yorkshire University, ISM Germany University. So I got a global exposure in teaching all across the Europe, Middle East, and America as well as obviously the Pakistan. So now the what we are here for is what is CFA, or why should you go for CFA? Obviously, I mean, there is no debate that should you go for CFA or not. The Who should choose CFA as a professional certificate, or anyone who is interested to advance their professional knowledge, or anyone who is interested to take another international, worldwide, I mean, across a globe recognized certificate. So CFA is obviously the best option. Now, what exactly is CFA? So we'll be talking about multiple factors. I mean, there is a big debate that which you're probably hearing on, or which you're probably looking on the social media like LinkedIn profiles or Facebook or Twitter. That's why I choose CFA Institute official website as an introduction of CFA. The reason is that, I mean, as in CFA aspirant, candidate, member, professionals, we should not much rely on what's happening on the social media, because that is their comments. Different charter holders. I mean, obviously, the one who is charter holder is not going to comment anything about CFA, because they know, like, I am the CFA level 2 pass, so I know what is CFA about. I have studied CFA level 3 appearing next year. I know what is CFA. I also have finished my ACCA. I'm also appearing for FRM in 2026. So whenever you are acing or aspiring any professional certificates that have global recognition, you should not think twice about it. You should not, I mean, there is no second question about it. So uh, clearly, obviously, that is there are 200,000 CFAs around the globe who are the CFA charter. Any industry around the globe, either it is America, either it is Europe, either. So whenever we are talking about investment professionals, investment, I mean, if we are talking about treasuries, if we are talking about asset management companies, like I can name BlackRock, Fidelity Investment, or one of the largest, I mean, the banks, as well as the I mean, investment banks as well. JP Morgan, which recently have opened up their largest building in Manhattan. So they are the largest. They were the largest employer, but now the largest employer of CFA charter holders around the globe, that is RBC, the Royal Bank of Canada. So why should go for CFA? Clearly, let's say you are going for a job. Let's go for very practical rather than very fishy word. So if you are, let's say I'm going for a job, other than the communication skills, other than the economic investment understanding, yes, at an starting level, you will have distinction over other other candidates. So let's say if someone is only ACCA or someone is MBA applying for uh, in the finance job, in the investment industry job, where the role is financial management, where the role is research, where the role is fixed income. I mean, also it's all about trading. It's all about investment. It's all about financial modeling. It's all about forecasting. So whatever has prepared in the past, let's say if we talk about the financial statement, so whatever the financial statements are being prepared by accountants, chartered accountants, the CFAs, if they are working on the research side, like buy side, sell side, they would be working on those reports as well as economics, all that different factors, and then we will be analyzing. So clearly, it's a distinction. I mean, employer, as I said, if you can go to the Royal Bank of Canada official websites or their platforms on the LinkedIn, they have posted it officially on their social media like the LinkedIn that we are one of the largest employer of charter holders. Look at the data that I have showed in front of you. The JP Morgan Chase 202582. Probably, if you're not aware what is JP Morgan, you can go and Google. Or if someone of you have seen Big Short movie, there is interesting deal with the JP Morgan Chase and Deutsche Bank and Goldman Sachs, etc. So JP Morgan, they have 2,582 charter holders working in RBC. Again, it's a Royal Bank of Canada, UBS. This is the investment banking and other arms there. That is uh, in the Switzerland. Okay, so you can go, you can Google anything. I mean, these are all very famous companies, employer around the globe. So if you see on the JP Morgan side, as earlier I said that previously the Royal Bank of Canada was one of the largest employer of CFA charter holders, but if you look at the 2024 data, RBC was a number one, JP Morgan was number two. Why these companies are showing that we are hiring CFA charter holders? That shows that how much CFA charter holders are worthy, right? So look on the most right column, moving 2025 data. So we have up in 2025 compared to JP Morgan Chase. So why this analysis is happening, or why JP Morgan Chase like companies, RBC like banks, UBS like banks, they are posting it on their websites. That so that shows how worthy, how credible is the CFA charter holders. Okay, and second reason, before we go and dig further, the second most reason of having CFA charter holder or CFA candidate is their ethics. I mean, they are very extremely strict in ethics, and they are famous around the globe. So, let's say if you are the employer and you know that the one you are hiring in your research department or treasury department or investment banking department or brokerage department whatsoever, or credit risk analyst department. So you know already that this person is CFA charter holder or CFA candidate or CFA member, so is highly, I mean, he or she have to follow CFA ethics very strictly. So, employer is not facing any issue from the candidate or charter holder sides, because if CFA charter holders they are doing anything unethical, there can be a swear. I mean, the results or circumstances can be. So that's one of the, I mean, being a CFA charter holder, you will also be highly ethical person. There's a rule book you have to follow till your death since you started your CFA. And then Bank of America, they have 1680. Morgan Stanley, TD, HSBC. Look at the companies who are showing. I mean, BlackRock, Citi, Goldman Sachs, BMO, Fidelity, EY, Ernst Young, PwC. EY and PwC, they are also famous, obviously, in the audit side, but their valuation side, they are hiring. They're preferring to have CFA in their department. So look, all the big four are on the list. We have the EY, we have PwC, we have Deloitte, we have KPMG, and then look at the top banks list. We have the JP Morgan, we have RBC, Royal Bank of Canada, we have Bank of America, Morgan Stanley. What else I can see? Yeah, the Citi Group, the Citi, Goldman Sachs. Then we have moving down Deutsche. We have BNP Paribas. I remember one of my candidate from UK. He was not from financial backgrounds, but he was very much interested to have CFA. So he told me that I remember a scenario or a case study in my life that I was working as an head of probably the finance things like that in UK and BNP Paribas. It came to know me that BNP Paribas is hiring for their portfolio management things like that. So he said that they clearly mentioned there should be CFA charter holders or at least CFA pursuing. And similarly, if you are going in KSA, Saudi Arabia, you are going in Middle East, and you are targeting these top notch banks, companies, investments, portfolios, family offices. They most of them I have came across. They have written that CFA is mandatory. Most of them, they says that CFA charter holders or CFA candidates, depending upon the role, would be prefer. Okay, so this is probably one of the reason I'm not showing you all about heavens, but this exactly is a CFA. I mean, there is no it's less than exaggerating. Okay, so we are not talking much about, but uh, all right, so obviously that is very simple. I'll show you in a later that obviously what's a qualification process. You pass all these exams. So we have CFA level 1, then you'll go for CFA level 2, and then you'll go for CFA level 3. Once you are qualified CFA level 3, then you can simply apply for CFA membership, and you can write the most credit worthy famous name in front of you, like let's say Zargham Zohaib, CFA charter holder. Okay. Now, uh, probably some of you guys are from university background. So the major question is, let's say, which I always say is because right now, the modern education environment is going at a very high pace, and you have to be very competitive. So let's say someone is freshly ACCA graduating or MBA or bachelor's, coming from BBA, and let's say depending on the different jurisdictions, the qualification structure. So let's say very simply, if you are freshly graduate, okay, and you and your friend, they are going for a job interview at investment banking department, research department, treasury department, portfolio management department, and your friend, both of you are freshly graduate, but your friend has written in their resume that he or she is CFA level 1 candidate or CFA level 2 candidate. Now, just imagine for a moment how the employer will see it. Both of you are appearing, you are from the same university, same session, right? So this is exactly why CFA is important. Okay, so now, uh, so what type of educational requirements have? So first of all, you must have a bachelor degree. Now, what if you don't? Then you will be an undergraduate student. So there is a requirement that if you are appearing for CFA level 1, Your graduation year must be 23 months. I mean, your CFA exam attempt must be 23 months or fewer than the graduation month, right? So let's say you are appearing in May 2026, right? So and you are graduating in let's say May 2027 or in 2027, even in the first half of 2028, you are eligible for CFA level 1. And for CFA level 2, the requirement is 11 months, almost 1 year, okay? Or for if we talk about from the professional work experience, 4,000 hours is required. Okay. Why we are discussing this? Because most of the students probably be an undergraduate student. So this is for them. And as I said earlier, that imagine yourself, you're freshly graduating from the university, and on your resume, you're also CFA level 1 passed or CFA level 2 passed. Okay. So uh, well, these policies we will be discussing time by time. Like what is an exam eligibility policy? It's written very simple, straightforward. Calculator policy: you can only use the program financial calculator once you register in CFA level 1 exam through Abeel School of Accountancy. We'll discuss it in a more detail. And obviously, my habit is, as you know, I'm explaining all these concepts in a detail. My habit is I do not go for cherry pickups, right? So very simple, very straightforward. Let's talk about very important question: career prospects. According to CFA research, per year, the one who is CFA charter holder per year, depending upon the jurisdictions, you can earn $267,000 across the different job functions. Okay, and they have done a lot of research, CFA, and as I said, I mean, this is pretty much, I can endorse it by myself. 90% of hiring managers prefer CFA charter holders for executive positions. Uh, I can tell you, one of my student, he is in Canada, and just give me a moment. I can disclose his company name. Okay, so he's working in the Raymond James. Okay, and he is graduated from McGill University, right? So I asked him a question, that why are you pursuing CFA? I mean, you already have got a good job. You are earning already a good money, right? You are already working in public equities. So this is exactly, he gave me the answer. 90% of the hiring managers. Why? Because as I'm talking about in the relevant track record, right? So as you move in the top tier jobs or executive jobs, most of them you will hear that they are CFA charter holder, or they have multiple certificates. In a modern environment, it does not make sense to have only single certificates. At least if you can, or you should go for multiple certificates. And if you are aspiring in the finance or investments, then CFA is the best one stop solution. Okay. uh, all right, so let's have some comparison across other three major degree and certificate. MBA, and I'm talking about MBA from top tier university, not from local university, right? Top tier university. On the other side, we have the CPA and CFP, Certified Financial Planner. So CFA, in CFA, our focus is finance and investment. Not only finance and investment, we do a lot. We'll discuss that. What type of topics or areas we are researching in CFA program. So look at the cost. Okay, look at the duration, 3 to 4 years. They have exaggerated it. I mean, they said that on the maximum side, it's an optimal time to clear the CFA exam in 3 to 4 years. But you can clear the CFA exam in just 2 years. I mean, these are three attempts, right? So let's say one attempt you go for Feb 2026 CFA level 1 and you pass. then you go up for the next attempt in August, and you pass, then you go for CFA level 3 in February, or you go for next year August. So in just in the span of 2 years, or while you are completing your graduation, let's say you are, as we discussed earlier, you are in the second year of your graduation. So you can start CFA, and by the time you graduated, alongside you would have at least probably CFA level 1 or CFA level 2 pass. So if we are talking about the duration, this is on the, I mean, normally on the maximum side, depending upon everyone. It's a self study, self pace, almost. MBA 1 to 2 year. Look at the cost. I mean, in the CFA program, you can go for $5,000, or let's exaggerate it. You go for $10,000. Okay, still way lower compared to MBA. Okay, and the CPA is about accounting. It's purely about accounting, not investment, not finance. I think CFA comparison with CFA doesn't make sense, right? But if you want, you can do a research on it. I think it doesn't make sense, but CFP in Canada, in America, in Europe does make sense to have comparison with CFA program. So certified financial planner, the cost is around, I mean, in the 1 year 2 year tenure, you can have $6,000 in your pocket, or let's say exaggerated to 10,000 or $15,000, right? So okay, I'm doing this comparative analysis just because CFA posted it. But if you ask me honestly, I do not compare CFA with other certificates ever. If you have a time, go for CFA, MBA, both. Lot of worldwide universities like London Business Schools, a lot of universities around the globe, UK, USA, Europe, Canada, everything. They are offering a lot of scholarships to the one who is CFA charter holder or CFA level 3 vast. I mean, a lot of scholarships, a lot of fee waiver. Okay. So I always suggest that first do CFA. You can do it in the $5,000, $10,000. Then, obviously, you will be earning a good amount, and you can save a good amount. Go for MBA. All right. Or go for another certificate. Like myself, I am ACCA, and I'm CFA candidate as well. I'm also appearing for FRM side by side. Okay, why I shouldn't choose, or why shouldn't I appear in the other related certificates, right? So all these doors are open just because of CFA program. So you can share this way to, I mean, no other certificates, no other give you this badge. Like, let's say if I talk about CPA or ACCA, after passing certain level, we don't have this kind of badge. So you can show this on your social media, or on your WhatsApp cover photo. This is a good to show CFA program level 2 or level 3. All right. So let's talk about most awaited question. What should be the career path? Why should you choose? You can work in the investment paths. You can work in the portfolio management. Okay. You can work in the research department. You can work in the consulting. The name I showed you earlier, if I go there, back to in KPMG, in Deloitte, in PwC, Price, Waterhouse, Coopers, and EY. Most of the CFA charter holder, they are working in the consulting department. Okay, or you can go for risk analysis. Okay, and if I talk about in the research, you can go for, I mean, JP Morgan, almost every bank, they have their research department, particularly the investment like BMO Financial, Fidelity, uh, Allianz Global, Wells Fargo, Deutsche, BNP Paribas, Barclays, very famous bank in the town from UK, Vanguard. Probably you haven't heard about Vanguard. We'll discuss this in our CFA studies. Okay. And when we talk about particular investment style, you can work in the asset management. I have worked in the asset management department where we gather the money from multiple investors, and then we manage that money and try to generate a good amount of return. You can work in the commercial banking, like I am working in the commercial banking, right? Remember, there is a difference between commercial banking and investment banking. In commercial banking, they are involved in lending and borrowing. They have billions. I mean, if I talk about, I mean, any local bank in Pakistani. So one of the largest bank is HBL. They have deposits 5 trillion. Okay, so as an CFA in the working in the treasury department, you will be managing that 5 trillion PKR of that bank, which is called balance sheet management. And then you can work in the investment banking. Have you ever heard about IPO? So when the companies go for IPO, they cannot go for IPO without the help of investment banking. So investment banking would be playing a role uh, and raising the money, because in an IPO, companies go for raising the capital, right? So then we go for insurance. You can work in, and the good news for 2025 onward exam is now you can go for specialized pathway. We'll discuss in as you move into level one, level two. Depending upon your interest, you can go for private wealth, very common in UK and Middle East, the private or the family offices, private markets, and portfolio management. Portfolio management is very, very common because before 2025, since the inception of CFA, there was only one pathway, that is portfolio management. Okay, so what job roles can CFA charter holder? We have discussed a lot. You can go in the quantitative. You can go in forex currency trader. So if I show you some of CFAs, let's go to the LinkedIn, and so let's type CFA. That's it. Let's see how many people and what type of people are there in CFA. So uh, I guess I have a restriction in LinkedIn because I have to purchase probably the subscription. So even if I go for my let's say my connections, okay, so probably I have, yeah. Uh, Look at Jamil Sheikh. He is the CFA, CAIA, and ACCA. So if some of you are ACCA as well, so you should be look at this Ahmed Saif. He's a head money market, treasury and investment, working in the Abu Dhabi Commercial Bank, and it's himself as a CFA charter holder, right? And he also have, I mean, he is. What his qualification? Less. He's a bachelor's BS in the finance and investment, right? So similarly, we can go for look, data scientist and wealth management. Okay, he himself is a CFA level one, but is working in the data scientist. So I'm showing you the, I mean, the practical scenario. Actually, look at Ramesh Shahid, CFA charter holder, right? So he's working in the Standard Chartered Bank Associate Rates Trading, which is what I'm working in the Treasury departments, right? So I'm showing you some global practical market exposure, right? So look at Naveed Velani. He is CFA level two passed. Uh, Talha Yusuf is in ALM, which is what a treasury. So I mean, there is a lot of let's say if I can access Royal Bank of Canada. Let's say if we go with their asset management side, and if they have, look, Uh, oops. We have two persons CFA charter holder working in the RBC. I just randomly opened it in front of you in a live session. So look, this person, he's working in the RBC Global Asset Management, which is in the Rotman, Toronto. So he is CFA charter holder. And look at his qualification. He's MBA. Ah, good thing is Lum's graduate from Pakistan. I had no idea about this before. So is Lum's graduate University of Toronto MBA, still CFA. Why so much degrees and certificates? That shows you how much knowledge uh, you own or you possess. Similarly, we can go with Christian. He is also the CFA portfolio specialist. Okay, so moving back to uh, here, a lot of roles you can work in. All right. I think this is more than enough if we go with some little bit about curriculum introduction. Okay, so that's one. Look, in the CFA level one, not I'm talking about CFA level two, CFA level three, obviously. In CFA level one, you are going to get this much knowledge about the different markets, not specialized. It's so much diversified. You will have ethics and professional standards, 15-20% in the exam weight. You'll have the quantitative discussion, economics, financial statement analysis, corporate issuer, which is corporate finance, equity investment, fixed income, derivatives, alternative investment, portfolio management. So, uh, just by studying CFA level one, you are going to get this much diversified knowledge. You are going to understand portfolio management. You are going to understand alternative investment. You are going to understand how the derivatives works, how the fixed income works, how the equity investment. So a lot more knowledge. Let's go for level two. Again, almost the same topics. We have the same topics, but at a very high detail would be at CFA level two. And look at the CFA level three. Uh, so by the time this is amount of knowledge you will possess, these 10 topics in level one, level two, and then asset allocation, portfolio construction, performance measurement, derivatives and risk, lot of technical. Look at one topic, ethics, across the board, across the levels, it is. So ethics would be same for level one, level two, and level three. Okay. So let me give you a little bit a view. How do I teach? Let's pick any topic. I was just explaining this. Yeah, so you can see that at how detail I go for when I explaining any topic. Let's say probably someone of you have heard about taxes theory. Okay, so the point that we are talking about in this topic is uh, let's say XYZ company wanted to raise $100 billion. Now, where this money will come from? We have two major sources of finance. One side, we have a debt. So you can go for debt. Other side, you can go for equity. Okay. Now, the question is debt. Okay. This one is less risky source of finance. Why? Because when we talk about priority of claim, like let's say number one is debt holders, okay, the one who are the lender, and second one is the equity holder. If you have studied ACCA or any other certificate and you have studied the balance sheet, so uh, first of all, whatever the assets we have, we will first of all satisfy all the liabilities. Whatever remaining, which we call as the residual interest, is the equity, right? So because lenders, debt holders, they are paid first. Okay, so that's why it is less risky. So as in companies, we will more prefer the debt as a source of finance because it's a less risky. Okay, so this is what we are debating. We are debating that if I move to this topic, yeah, we are debating that how much debt your company can have in your capital structure, and can you increase the debt level depending upon a lot of factors. So number one factor is the stability and stability of revenue. Clearly, if your revenue is stable, what does that mean? That means you can service the loan, you can pay back the loan. That means uh, it is I mean you can have higher amount of debt in your capital structure. So first factor that talks about that I mean that influence how much debt we should have. If the revenues are stable, you can have higher debt. So one check. Second, cash flows. How much cash flows companies have? Are they predictable? And are they growing? So clearly, if companies have predictable cash flows, I mean, lenders know, companies know, management know that how much cash flow we are going to have in the upcoming 10 years or 5 years. So if the cash flow is pretty much predictable, then you can decide how much debt you can take. We can take more loan. And remember why I'm saying that we should go for more loans, because it's a predictable. It's we have higher. Okay, sorry. Why we are going for having a higher loan in our capital structure? Because debt is a cheaper source. It's less risky. It's less costly. Third point that we talk about is amount of business risk. Clearly, if the business is less risky from the operational perspective and from the demand from the customer or supplier side perspective. So clearly, if the businesses have lower risk, revenues will be less volatile, cash flows will be less volatile, companies will have more ability to service a loan. And the fourth point is amount and liquidity. We'll talk about in high much detail when we officially start that what is the meaning of liquidity. Probably some of you is aware of that liquidity meaning, how nearness any asset to the cash, or how quickly we can sell the asset when we need the cash. So uh, more rapidly, more quickly we can sell the asset, more liquid is the asset, right? So if the companies have high liquid assets and high number of those assets, that means companies can have more loans. Companies have higher ability to service a loan. And the last is availability of debt financing. Even if all the companies have all the positive points, growth and stability, cash flows are predictable, business risk is lower, uh, amount and liquidity of company assets are higher, but at the end, debt financing, how much liquidity is available in the market? Let's say if I need $5 billion and no bank is willing to lend $5 billion, and what I can do? I can do nothing. I cannot go for probably that much level of debt financing. This availability of debt financing also depends upon demand and supply. Clearly, if the interest rates are lower, that means more and more companies will be willing to borrow. But think from the bank perspective, banks will not be willing as when we talk about the company. So companies are willing to, they are willing more. So demand is higher, but supply is lower. Why? Supply is lower because interest rates are lower. All right. So that's also affect the availability of financing. So this is a little bit about. I do not want to fetch and stretch this session too much. I think this is more than enough for the introduction perspective. So if you guys have any question, you can simply put it in the chat. We can discuss straightforward. If you guys have any question in your mind, you can go for it and you can ask the questions. Yes, the question is the course up to date with the latest CFA curriculum changes? Yes, it is up to date. Obviously, no one can teach. Obviously, I cannot teach the outdated CFA curriculum. So, in 2026 and 2025 for the CFA Level 1 exams, there are no changes. So, whatever the books or whatever the curriculum is for 2025, that is same for 2026. And remember, there are not much I mean, big changes in the CFA curriculum every year. So yes, they shuffle some topics. For example, what they do is they can remove some topic from level 2 and they put it in the CFA level 1 topic, or they can include some new topics, for example, cryptocurrencies, digital assets, things like that. So yeah, there is no changes. It's the same for 2026 and 2025. Okay. So, what teaching methods will be used in the course? Teaching methods is very straightforward. We have two options. One is recorded lectures, and one is the live classes. Okay, so if you are enrolling in live classes, you will have access to recorded lectures as well. But the teaching methods is I go for in every detail. So, for example, we will be discussing some topics at a high detail. Every topic, remember, it's not about memorizing, it's about understanding. So are you understanding the topics or not? So as I have shown some, I mean, a little bit chunk about my teaching methodologies, that I go for every concept, every topic, every line in detail, because you have no idea that which topic CFA examiner can touch in the exam. So there would be no cherry pickups. We will be using Kaplan Schweitzer notes, and we will be going through that. Or sometimes we can go for CFA curriculum official course. Uh, so the teaching methodology is in detail. That's very simple. And I'm not only saying it, I'm using it. I have a lot of candidates around the globe who are interested, who are registered in CFA with me. And obviously, they are working at a high level roles. For example, at a director level. I have three directors enrolled with me in my country and outside the country, and they are studying for CFA. So the teaching methodology will be in detail, would be simple, and most importantly, it would be at the student level, not at a high professional level. Like I will not be using the jargons or technical words. Okay, yeah, obviously, Tutor Sport will be available for the recorded courses, but those who are aware about I'm a very quick respond as long as I am awake. So even during the class, sometimes I'm responding with the students in WhatsApp. So because I believe those are my students and clients as well. So yeah, it's just a very quick, and you can get any kind of support uh, directly. Yes, through the WhatsApp, through the call, anything else, or through the group we'll create in the WhatsApp. Uh, I wanted to ask if we have qualified with ACCA and subjective options where, uh, yeah, obviously, advanced financial management is linked with CFA. I mean, it's just single paper AFM in the ACCA. So whatever we are studying in the corporate issuer and a little bit about derivatives, you would already have studied in the AFM of ACCA. So, but clearly having AFM, and if you are pursuing CFA or if you are pursuing for finance, so having AFM would help you, would give you a little bit introduction about uh, the CFA. So, will the progress be assessed with the feedback? Like if we are ready to face the exams? Yes. Um, there are official practice questions available, and those are more than enough. 2000, more than 2000 questions and CFA curriculum examples. Okay, so I can also provide you the third party question bank sources like Kaplan, Schweitzer, but I always recommend my students that you should only practice from CFA official portal. So once you are registered for the exam, then you have all access to any kinds of questions, and we can discuss those questions if you are facing any difficulty in those questions, if you're not understanding those questions, or why the option is different than what you choose for. So yes, it would be assessed with the feedback, not in a typical way, but in a more professional way, right? It's not about marking, it's not about percentages, but it's about understanding. Remember, in the CFA, when we are solving or when we are asking for practice questions, the aim is not about doing the practice. The aim is about understanding. Are you understanding what you have studied, and are you able to apply for to a lot of questions in the exam? So yes, there will be a assessment and feedback, all that. So any other question from anyone else? We can go on. Otherwise, uh, you guys have the official contact number. You can approach that contact number. I will be there as well to support anytime you need any guidance practically. You need any guidance in the job, because obviously this is the professional certificate. It's not about, it's not the degree. The purpose of CFA study is we are actually analyzing the practical markets. This is purely practical. Whatever you are studying in the CFA, I mean, I always says, because I himself is the CFA level 3 candidate. Uh, so I always say is that whatever the knowledge you are getting here, it's a tons of financial knowledge. As I showed you, 10 diverse topic at level 1, then at level 2, and then further diverse topics at level 3. So once you have started studying CFA, a lot of practical knowledge, experience, interviews, Bloomberg, routers, investing.com, a lot of those analysis would would start making sense to you. How long an average students take to prepare for the exam? Almost 6 to 8 months. If you are either you are for level 1, I'm talking about for if you are for CFA level 1 or CFA level 2, on an average 6 to 7 months are more than enough. Normally we would try to prepare the candidates in the span of 6 months, but it's totally decision of the candidate. The candidate can go for I mean, it's their business. They can go for 6 months duration. They can go for, let's say right now we are in in October, and the next attempt is February 2026 exam, which is not possible. The registration is closed, but in the next attempt would be May 2026, right? So October, November, December, January, February, March, April, so we have in total 7 months for preparation and almost 20 days or 30 days for 1 month full-fledged practice. So the one who are registering right now or the one who are acing the May 2026 exam, uh, they would that's the I mean right time, optimal time to go for registration of May 2026. But again, it's totally depend upon. It's just the some student can go for May, some student can go for August, some student can go for November. It's just all is the decision. But at least you should have 6 months in your mind, not below that. How do you measure success in your tutoring, and what metrics or benchmark do you use to evaluate student progress? I take more time than the actual given. All right. So as I was discussing, I will respond the last line first. What if I take more time than the actual given? Um, Look, CFA is a mixture. There are 10 topics, and those 10 topics will be tested all at once, but they have different number of questions. So, for example, 36 questions, just for example, I'm saying, not for the record, would be coming from ethics. Or let's say 20 questions are coming from financial statement analysis. You will be studying 10 different topics. Now, the first priority is you should have grip on all those 10 topics. But as a candidate, we like some topics more compared to others. Okay. So let's say you are well prepared for FSA You are well prepared for ethics, you are well prepared for portfolio, but not well prepared for fixed income. And others are, let's say you are prepared 80%, 70%. So you can get higher marks in the topics that you are well prepared, so that those higher marks can compensate the other difficult topic. In the exam, there would be a lot of questions that you can answer within seconds, and some questions will be there that take minutes. Okay, so the strategy would be, you will solve the easier questions, the quick questions, the questions that you think are taking less time in the exam or in the practice. You will solve those questions first, then you will save the time, and you will use that time to answer the questions which are difficult. So I have never came across a question in my life so far that even I himself never uh, faced this time management issue. Never ever. So remember this. Level one, level two, not particularly. It can be at level three, but obviously by the time you approach CFA level three, you have a a lot of knowledge in your hands. How do you measure success in your tutoring? If you're going for a live sessions, obviously I will be asking a lot of questions. I will be asking that, are you prepared with the previous topics and not? We will be having the questions. And what metrics do on or benchmarks do you use to evaluate? We use, obviously, it's purely subjective. There's no I mean, at least in every topic I have a benchmark for 70%, 70 percentile. But in some topics, I accept if you are getting 50% or 60%. In some topics, I recommend that your marks should be 90th percentile or 95 uh, percentile, and you can get it easily. Okay, so this is how I measure and evaluate uh, the progress. Any further question? So any further questions from anyone else? We can discuss that. All right, how to enroll? Very common question. I will share my screen for that to go through the process. All right, so we'll go to CFA, and that's it. You can see the screen, enroll and register. Very simple. You have to log in your account, create an account. Once the account is created, you will simply go to the whole procedures, a very simple procedures you have to follow. And there are deadlines and dates. Remember, you need to remember it, and it's posted on the CFA. Like, let's say I'm appearing for May 2026 November exam. The registration window is open in 12 August till 12 February. The last date of registration for CFA level 1 May 2026 exam is 12 February 2026. Okay. And remember, you must have that credit card in your pocket when you are registering for CFA exam. Uh, okay, and second, most importantly, you must have the passport. Passport is not required for registration, but passport is a must thing when you are going for CFA level 1 exam hall. Okay, you will not be allowed to enter in the CFA level 1 or CFA exam hall if you do not have the passport of your resident country. Okay, so you must have that. And obviously, I cannot do this, I cannot simulate it, but you will go for enroll and register. Click this. I mean, simply go to the CFA website, CFA program, and here is the different windows: overview, date and fees. You'll go in a date and fees and check that what are the dates available. And then you will choose your exam period from this. This is your exam type: level 1, level 2, level 3. And then once you and then on the right side here, let's say if I go for, you will enroll and register the exam. Uh, right now, obviously, I cannot do this because I already have my account, so I cannot do this. So first of all, for sign up, I mean, I can simply sign in, but you need to go for a sign up. You will create your account, all that, and you will answer all of the questions that CFA is requiring from you. Those are very simple, straightforward questions. Uh, and that's it. Then you will move to the checkout window. Uh, I obviously I cannot do this. First of all, I have to create. I already have an account, so I cannot do this. So that's a very pretty straightforward. But while registering, any candidate is facing a difficulty or having me on board, I will be there. Don't you worry. Okay, Salva, thank you so much. Zara Noor, thank you so much on the board. Afan Ahmed, thank you so much, and thank you so much to the Abeel School of Accountancy. So I think you should not waste or you should not wait further. The CFA is, yeah, I mean, it's as I showed you, obviously everyone is studying from for the perspective of earning a good amount and all that. So why not let's go for CFA because it's a more professional, highly valued. Everyone is aware across the industry, and uh, there is no grading. Does not matter you pass it at a first attempt or second attempt or third attempt, does not matter, particularly from the CFA perspective. As long as you are CFA, you have access to the global CFA body, not local, global, across the countries. Everyone, I have showed you a lot of banks, the companies who are in this hiring in CFA. All right, so thank you so much, everyone, for being on the board and for bearing me for this long, because my habit is to clear everything. I try to answer all of the questions during my discussion. So register yourself, and you can contact with the Abeel School of Accountancy team for registration in my batch for May 2026, which we're going to start in the November at a start. So see you there in the session, and take care. Bye bye.